Well, hello there, you amazing peoples. I go by Hooligan, and oh yeah, let's get into some Minecraft. In the last episode, we went absolutely ham. Oh, we built for over 200 days, finishing our town of, we're calling it the Druid Nation. We also did some major renovations to the town of Hillcrest. I am calling it done. We have one more little build we want to do in it, and it's more terraforming than build, but I'm calling it done, as well as that Druid Nation. So we need to move on to new things. So let's see what kind of nonsense we can get into. What is up, my dudes? How's everybody doing today? We have just over 260 days left before we hit 3,000 days. I think maybe like 268-ish. I don't know. Anyways, we are burning a couple days right now at our factory. What are we doing here? Let me show you. We need ourselves a whole lot of bone meal so we can get ourselves a whole lot of seeds and flowers and other whatnot. So we modified our moss farm here so it only produces bone meal. Indefinitely, actually. It's self-sustained. It actually gains more bone meal than it uses to produce the bone meal. Yeah. Anyways, it's working pretty good. I almost got a couple stacks of bone blocks. And as far as this factory goes, we need to add a couple farms in here. Oh, yes, we do. We'll get to that in just a little bit, though. Let me show you what I have planned for this episode. We have ourselves a river that we need to bring all the way from right here all the way over to right here, our zoo area, and we have to terraform this whole place, which is okay because we need all this dirt and grass anyways, and we have plans for 20 plus exhibits in this zoo. Actually, probably more, around 28, and that is not including hostile mobs. We need to cap off this little section of hill right here, and I probably should take the time and get rid of all of these temporary villager just holes I have. Yeah, you guys want to get out of this box? I'm tired of looking at it. You're probably tired of being in there. I got these things stashed, like literally everywhere. I got one right there, in that dirt box. And another leaf box with two more villagers in it. These guys might not make the cut. They're cartographers, and I've already done their trades and their maps, and they did not give me item frames. So, yeah. And this guy, he's been stashed here since like day 20. He's probably really ready to get out. And I should probably build Dave and Little Nug their own little house. Being that we found Dave. He's not dead. Yeah, we should probably do that too. As far as what else we're going to do in this one, I'm not really that sure yet. This is random chaos. We may start a brand new empire. But let's get to working, see what happens. You want to join me on the ride? Now, we have at least a couple hundred days of work ahead of us, and, well, we got to get started. So we start terraforming this big hill down. And we don't know exactly at this point in time how big the zoo's going to end up being, but we do know it's going to be pretty big. It's going to be adjusted many times. But whatever, we start just clearing all this out, and we're going to be needing all this dirt and stone anyways. So it's kind of a win-win. And I'm just going to spoil things right now. We run out of dirt like 6 times and have to go get more, as well as we almost break 6 tools. Yeah, it doesn't look like much, but there is a lot of blocks here. Like a lot. Like 100,000. All right, well, we have a fair amount of space to work with, but it's still probably not going to be enough. Those 2 little plots right there, they represent the entrance to the zoo. They're going to be towers right there. That one right there is actually the entrance to our key farm, and I want to utilize that to be able to get up and down from the key farm. And we will end up gaining a bit more real estate because the river over at our town, we're going to be bringing through this valley right here, and we're going to split it off one way. And it's going to come through here, so we'll be bringing this out a little bit. And we also want it to split this way, which will also be gaining some real estate right here. A fair amount, actually, because that's going to take quite a bit of terraforming. This is not going to be a 1-episode project. This is going to be a mini-episode project. Speaking of which, I had to go unload shulkers and repair these tools 3 times just during this. That means I'm going to need some duplicate tools, and I'm going to need some more shulkers. But you know what that means? It gives us an adventure to do in a little bit. but not just yet. I got plenty of grass to start terraforming the river, and I want to work on that a little bit. Just get it kind of planned out. But I do want to go beat up some shulkers and get some netherite. And I can't remember if I already have a bunch of TNT made up, but if I don't, I have a lot of gunpowder. Because yeah, I accidentally AFK'd the creeper farm for like 4 hours. Yeah, whatever. I knew I was gonna need it. And we've just been using our librarians, trading them ink since we have infinite of it, to repair our tools. It didn't seem worthy of going back to the nether to hit up our XP farm. It was just 2 tools. Speaking of those librarians, I need to get some of the more important interiors done around here. Maybe we can get that in a little bit. Right now, we have a river to build. Now, this section of the river will be probably one of the most time-consuming parts of the build. Why? Because we have a whole lot of real estate to cover up. It's a valley that we don't want, at least not in the state it's in right now. Once we get to the actual mountain part of it, it's actually going to be pretty easy because the river is already pretty much ready to be... It's ready, just needs water. Now, when we get over to the zoo area, the one area where all the lava is, that is also going to take a whole lot of terraform because there's a giant cave right there. But you know what? I think we can get through it pretty quick. Well, I think this river's going to work out nicely. It's really going to frame this area in. I know I say framing areas in all the time, but it really will. Now, of course, we have no details in the river whatsoever. We'll do that later. Right now, I just want to get it laid out. And like I said a minute ago, right there, once we get right there, which we're already right there, that's going to go really easy. It's literally just putting water down because the path's already pretty much dug out for us. We're going to close up a few caves, but other than that, we don't have to do much right there. Now, this right here should be pretty straightforward. We're just going to want to bring this into a custom valley, probably up about to that height right there, and then drop it back down. And we're going to double dirt that because we don't know if there's going to be any farmland there. But we should have plenty of dirt from getting our zoo over there ready. But right here, we need to work this in here. I think I can make it happen and still look pretty cool. But these guys right here, they need to move. So Operation No More Villager Boxes, it has to happen right now. As far as these guys down here, these guys have some of the worst terracotta trades I have ever seen. Ugh, so much gray and glazed. It's gross. It's so gross. However, they are still useful for trading stone for emeralds and for brick. So I don't really have to get rid of them. I don't think they're causing any lag or anything like that. So maybe make a little secret access to get down here, and we'll just pretend that they're not down here. Yeah. They're not down here. No. This guy right here, he's a good villager, and I think I'm going to feed him to a zombie, just for a little bit. These 2 here, I think maybe we see if they can give us some better terracotta trades. That's about all I need right now. I already have 4 clerics that I need to move around, so I don't really know if I really need any more villagers. Maybe some cartographers that actually give me item frames, but with the new update, I don't even know if they can give item frames anymore. Well, enough talking. Let's get these guys moved. And you, buddy, you're going over by the stables. Actually, I think I changed my mind there. I think just this guy, the toolsmith, is going to be the worker of the stables. We'll decorate this area up in here, and this weaponsmith and this armorer can go in a cute little shop right here. Yeah, because we need to just frame this area out anyways to finalize the city. So, yeah, I think that's what we'll do. But he needs to get eaten. He can stay in there for right now. He's in my way. As far as you two, what do you guys want to offer? That is terrible, my dude. That is terrible. That's better, but also terrible. However, I do use a lot of brown terracotta, so yeah, you're okay. You, gross, my dude. You can go over in the Citadel. You're going in the Hole of Outcasts. Yeah, you did wrong. You know it. But I kind of still want some of your stuff, so you're lucky. I wish I could tell you this was temporary, but I'd be lying to you. And you and me, we're going to go for a little ride. All right, this should get us all the way to the Citadel. And also, I don't think I've ever seen my town from this high up. It looks awesome. Meh, anyways. I was so worried this dude was going to go into the lava. You chill here. I want to go see if then the other villagers want to cooperate. How about you, buddy? You've been in here a long time. What do you want to do for me? All right, light drate and dripstone. Yeah, you were worth it. It's time to get you out of this hole into a much nicer hole. I'll secure you guys in there later. Have fun till then. Well, villager-wise, all we have left is two clerics over there that already been zombie cured, and these two clerics right here, which I don't know if they've been zombie cured. Let me check. They have not been, but I'm not that worried about it because I'm not going to need that much glowstone, and I can get the glowstone from the cured guys over there. And the only thing else I really want from them is redstone dust. So, yeah, I think we're fine there. But these guys will need a place to live. I want them to have their own building. So I'm thinking, once this area right here is terraformed, which shouldn't be that hard, maybe a cathedral. Makes sense, right? Or something else. I don't know. I think the clerics are going to go up here. Easy access when we need it, and it'll just be a cool little build. But right now, we have a river to do, and these guys here, they might just disappear. They're kind of useless to me, so I think they might go, move to a farm upstate. Yeah. I'm getting ready for some adventure soon. I'm feeling the need for it. So let's finish this up and get on to other things. Now, this terraforming project is probably the biggest we've ever done. I'm not really sure, but I think so. Now, we end up with about 10 double chests of dirt and grass, and we use every bit of it. Now, admittedly, things are going to look really wide open and blank right now, but before we can really put details in and plan things out, we need a platform to work from, and that's what we're doing. We're going to be doing with this right here, as well as around the zoo. Now, there's going to be changes made later on, expansions with the spaces we need as we go, but right now, we're just trying to get this foundation laid out. Well, let's just rock this out real quick. I'll be right back. 6 hours later, and this is what we have so far. We still need to bring this river. I think we're actually going to go completely around the zoo. And this is not going to be enough real estate. So we're going to bring this out here, probably about 10 to 15 blocks all the way along here. Hopefully we gain a whole bunch of space through here and maybe a little bit back there. But here's the thing. I have no more dirt. I have lots of stone, but I don't just want to put stone everywhere. So I need to go on a little resource mission. We need a whole bunch of grass, a whole bunch of dirt, a whole bunch of ice, because I'm tired of doing this with buckets. And we might even do a couple other little things while we're out and about. But I want to get this finished and set up and some of the plots lined out. At least the focal point of the zoo, which I'm thinking right in the middle, I want a really, really cool walk-through aquarium with just everything around you is just aquatic life. That's what I'm planning anyways. But I have no resources. So super duper resource montage. Hitting up our villagers yet again just to quickly repair up our tools. This time though, we actually are trading for not only the ink but the glass. We need a whole bunch of it for the exhibits coming up. And well, we also need a whole bunch of ice. It's going to make doing the river around the zoo so much easier. If you have silk touch, a good self-touch pickaxe, this is definitely the way to go when you're doing a whole bunch of water terraforming. But anyways, we end up with about a shulker's worth of ice. We also got a little bit of the packed ice and the blue ice. I don't know what we're going to use it for, maybe a farm later, but we have it. And of course, we need so much dirt and grass. We end up with like 4.5 more shulkers right here, and it's still not nearly enough. But we'll make it work. We'll make it work, at least for this portion of the build. And we gather up a whole bunch of our stone from our overflow, because we're going to be doing a retaining wall type of situation around the zoo. It'll save us on some dirt, and it'll look cool. We also start up our moss machine, because, well, we're going to need a whole bunch of bone meal. 4.5 more boxes of dirt, 7 boxes of stone, a box of ice, moss, bone meal. It's got to be enough, right? It's got to be. I really hope it is. Well, let's find out. We are ready for some adventure. After all the grinding we've done, though, we have to at least get our exhibits plotted out. I mean, come on, we didn't do all this to stop now. So that's what we do, and we're almost done. Now, as far as the area surrounding the zoo, the retaining wall, we want that to be like a mix of moss, stone, and we'll come back and add some other details in it later. Now, the other side of the river, we don't want anything like that. No, we don't want it. We want it to look natural. We'll come in and we'll add a couple little stone patches and some mud and whatnot, but we want the whole river bank and the other side of the river that's not connected to the zoo to look natural. Like the only portion that's been man-made is the zoo, because that's how it is. Yeah, it makes sense, right? Anyways, it is finally coming together. And as far as these exhibits go, we're kind of just winging them. We may change the size of them and dimensions of them as we go, because, well, I have all the mobs I want to in here written down, and we place plots for all of them, but the actual size of their exhibits might change, and who knows, maybe I forgot a mob and we'll have to just add it in somewhere. But we should have enough real estate. Well, all right, we have quite the plan for our zoo, and you might be noticing we got some new animal friends. We got all the birdies, we got a doggy, and we got some kitty cats, because we fired up our Tuesday stream and just had a little bit of goofy fun times. Now, as far as our zoo here, we got a pretty good plan, but let me show you what else we did on the stream. We finally got one of our interiors done around the town, and that's our library. We are in here quite often, and it needed some decoration because it was just completely blank. And these guys were all just in a dirt hole. Still a hole, just no longer dirt. And we had an extra parrot, so he lives here now. Dude's gonna need a name, though. Now, before we get back to animals and builds and whatnot, I need shulker boxes, and I need duplicate tools. So that's what we're off to do now. Let's see if we can't go die in the end. Or the nether. Now, this little adventure should set us up nicely for some future projects. And we don't know everything we need to bring along. We do know we're going to need potions, we're going to need rockets, and, well, we're going to need TNT. We get all these things and we head into the nether. Alright, well, we should all be geared up. Let's go see what kind of trouble we can get into. And I'm going to say first up, let's go get ourselves some boxes. I'm gonna have to fix this later. Alright now, so if I remember right, it's been a long time since we've been in the end. We went east, because there was nothing to the west. But we can fly now. So, I think let's go over the void. That sounds not at all terrifying. And our elytra is low, but as we fight shulkers, it should repair itself. That is if we find a city before we fall into the void. Oh, there's a tiny one. It's a start. So, I didn't bring a sword. That's problematic. Axe it is, I guess. Okay, well, that was literally like the smallest end city I've ever seen. We're gonna have to repair up this elytra. Alright, well, hopefully that gets us to the next city. Oh. It's literally right here. Oh, it's a big one. Loot in these end cities pretty much means nothing to us, like barely at all. Now, the only thing we kind of do want is we could find some really good shovels and pickaxes so we don't have to waste all this time and resources making our duplicates. That would be pretty cool. That would be a win. Now, do we need it? Absolutely not. We could do that with villagers. We got plenty of everything we could possibly need. What we want is at least a stack of shulkers. Oh, that will help us for so long. But anyways, we ended up doing 4 cities, and weirdly enough, they are all like within a couple hundred blocks of each other. It's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen on the end. I have never seen them that close together, at least not that many of them. But anyways, we're going to montage this out because like I said, there's a whole lot of fighting. Enjoy. Alright, I think we can call that done. That gives us roughly about 45 to 50 more shulker boxes. That should last a while. Not forever, but for a while. Let's find a gateway and get out of here. This many boxes should last, I'm hoping at least, until we open up the rest of the end gateways. That's quite a while from now, though. It dropped me on top of our iron keep. I was not expecting that. Well, let's drop all this stuff off, and we gotta find our sword. I gotta assume it's probably over at the zoo. One of them random shulkers. There's my shank. The axe did pretty well, though. Anyways, it's time to get some netherite. These new settings are clean. Oh, I'm loving them. Oh, yes. Anyways, let's go see if we can't burn to death in lava. We shouldn't, because we have tons of potions. But I'm also dumb, so let's see what happens. And I think for our best chances, a simple nether waste is probably the way to go. I am so glad I took the time to blow up this hole. I hope you Bedrock players get this at some point. All right. Now, this is looking pretty promising. So our lake is to the east. If we go west and south, we should hit a lot of, well, hopefully not lakes. Let's get to digging and see what happens. And I'm just going to take both of these right now. So we get to digging. Now, if you're someone like me who plays this game in, well, pretty much for power gaming, one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, all to get more stuff and more stuff. Netherite is one of the few things left that you can actually get excited about finding. You know, on the overworld, it's like, oh, diamonds, cool, whatever, I don't really care. But Netherite, oh, it's exciting every time. To an extent. Now, we need at least, bare minimum, 4 duplicate tools. If we come out with more than that, that would be awesome. But 4 is what we want, because we need an extra shovel, 2 of them actually, and 2 extra pickaxes. They are what I break the most. And we get pretty dang lucky. Yeah, plenty of netherite. Now, we do use up all our TNT. So what we get is what we get. And I ended up just mining manually for a little bit with very little luck. I think I come out with about 8 extra pieces and an entirely broken pickaxe. We are out of TNT and we broke half our pickaxe, but we have enough ancient debris to make 7 duplicate tools. That is a big game changer. I'm ready to get out of here though. How did I get in here? Oh well, we'll just dig out. Alright, cool. Let's get home. Sorry for the blurring red vision. Night vision gets wacky in the nether. But it's definitely useful when you're hunting for netherite. First thing, let's get all this ancient debris cooking up. And let's see what all we need to make these tools. Alright, so 2 pieces of the netherite are already reserved. One for the fortune hoe, that's already maxed, and one for the fortune axe that's already maxed. I don't really care whether my axe has fortune or silk touch on it. I prefer silk touch as my main one, just because of melons and crap, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. I'm just chopping wood. Now, as far as this, we can use this. And combine it with this, and just slap mending on it, because the curse of vanishing means nothing to me, because if I die, well, I can't go get my stuff anyways. So that one's perfectly fine. So there's our duplicate fortune 3. However, we still need 2 shovels, both of them silk touch. I do not want fortune, and we need a silk touch pickaxe. So let's see if we can't roll one. That's not terrible. That's not great, but it's not terrible. Whatever. Okay, well, this one's going to be good no matter what, hopefully. Alright, that's a good shovel. I can easily make that fully maxed. We got both our pickaxes ready to go, plus another shovel. I want to try one more time for silk touch on this guy right here, before I commit to this fortune. I really don't want fortune. Oh, that'll work though. We can add books to that. Let's rapid fire off these upgrades. Spoon 1. Spoon 2. Shinies 1. And safety pick 1. There'll be more of these, that's why they're numbered. Also, little fun fact, I spelled this wrong. Yeah, it annoys the crap out of my son. And I don't know if I want to change it, because it annoys him. But can I even change it? Alright, we changed it. Let's go slap some netherite on all this. This just brought our resource game and our terraforming game to the next level. Oh yes. Now believe it or not, this won't last forever. No. Eventually our projects are going to get so big, we're going to need more duplicate tools. But for right now, it'll do. As far as this last piece, I'm just going to put it in the netherite chest for right now. Or it might go in the museum next to the piglin armor. I don't know. But right now, we still have a couple resources to get, and being that we have all these shiny tools, it's fitting that we go get them. We need tough block, a fair amount of it, so we can get to building. We're just going to snatch up our beacon. We're going to leave the iron here because, well, we might need to use it again later, and I don't want to reset it up. And of course, we're going to go mining at the bottom of our citadel. I built this thing, it seems like so long ago, but it really wasn't. But every time I fly in here, I just feel awesome. Probably hands down my favorite build I've ever done. Now, I know there's been a lot of choring in this episode, but I assure you there is a build coming, and it's a big build. But first, we have to get the resources to do the build. And this little mining session is super quick. We end up getting a good amount of diamonds and plenty of materials. Ironically enough, we get more tough block than we actually need for the build. We did not get enough deep slate, but whatever. Well, we came out with about a box and a half of tough block and almost a stack of diamonds. I think we're ready to get to building something. We needed to warm our brains up anyway, so we decided to do a little quick build before the big build of the episode. Now, we decided we didn't want anything else to be up on this hill, so we just plant a forest up there. But we did want to cap off our hamlet, and we need a place for our weaponsmith and our armorer to work from. So we go with this like a hamlet-style white building with a gray roof. Now, we might add some detail to that gray roof later. I don't know if I like it all being gray, but it is what it is. It'll work for now. And finally, it's time to get to the actual build. Yeah, that only took like 4 years. We have 20 days left before we're at 2,900 days. And, well, I'm not going to do these interiors just yet, but I will be doing these because that's where our weaponsmith and our armor is going to go. As well as I'll be doing the interior for this little stable area right here, like the worker of the stables. But we have another project. Oh yes, this is the actual project of the episode. The zoo, we'll be filling that in as we go over the next episodes, as well as that big blank space we got over here. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going to go here yet. I'm thinking a chapel up here to house our clerics, but as far as this area, it's an open field. I can do whatever I want. But one thing's for sure, it's set up and ready to be worked. Now, as far as the actual build, we want to get our prison built and set up for somewhere between 28 to 32 hostile mobs. Now, I say 28 to 32 because there's 4 that are questionable. I'm not really sure if they're actually going to make it into the prison, just because they're problematic. But anyways, we won't know that we want to have a high security wing, and that's going to be for things like Endermen or Evokers, the things that could be very problematic. We're going to have our normal cell wings. We're going to have an outside fenced area for things like Ravagers and Zoglins, so on and so forth. This should be enough real estate. If we need to trim these trees back a little bit, not a big deal. But once we finish off this build here, our entire little sectioned town plus all the surroundings is pretty much done. Like, there's no more room. We'll be forced to move on to other areas. And I'm cool with that. But also, we already have a couple mobs captured. We did that on stream as well. I just didn't really think it was important to tell you earlier because, well, I'm doing it now. Well, let's get to building. To help our dumb brains out, we do set up a plan before we build this monstrosity, because we have no idea what it's even going to look like at this point. Originally, we wanted a bunch of scattered mob housings all around in a multi-level structure. We went against that and decided we want individual cell blocks and some gin pop areas. We got everything pretty much planned out, and we're ready to build. This right here, this is our normal cell block for just your normal mobs. Right there, that's going to house a creaking if I can make it work. If not, we'll deal with it later. Right there, ghast. Right there, that's zombie gin pop. That's pillager gin pop. I think that one's magma. This one's slime. That one's guardian. There, over here, this is our high security wing with a wither skeleton, a witch, an enderman, evoker, and a charged creeper. And then, of course, with the high security, this will be the Zoglins, a tower right here, and this will be the Ravagers. And then we got a piglin gin pop. There's a couple mobs I left off the list. They may be added in later. I don't really know yet. But we do have these 2 cells here, which we could just delete if we wanted to and turn into something else. Or, if the game adds new mobs, like a significant amount, we could add another little tiny wing right here. But one way or another, let's build this thing. Our hostile mob prison exterior is done. Kinda. Kinda. Yeah, there'll probably be some adjustments later. What do you guys think, though? The only thing I'm questioning is maybe this roof right here. But then again, I kinda also think it works. I don't know. The interior of said prison is not so done. No, no, no. I don't really think I want to do the interior until I add mobs in, because it'll just make more of a pain in the butt to get them in here. But we do have our zombie gen pop. Oh, those guys are just hugging. What's going on, guys? And our very, very uncompleted cell block wing, just for standard mobs. We did get our creeper in here, though. So, yeah, that one's done. That wasn't scary at all. And as far as the piglin general population, we have 3 of those stashed over at the zoo. Shouldn't be that hard to get them over here. Smack one in the face with a snowball and walk this way. Well, regardless of whether it looks cool from up close, aerial view is definitely pretty cool looking. Yeah, I'm not doubting that at all. Hey, there's my bed. I was looking for that. Well, we didn't get to Dave and Little Nug's house in this episode, but oh my gosh, did we check some stuff off the list. As well as open up a whole lot of more real estate for new builds, and opportunities for streams, with hostile mobs and non-hostile mobs that need to be captured. But as far as this one, I'm out of time, my dudes. Yeah, I gotta get to working on the next one right away. As always, thank you all so much for watching. It means so much to me, and I truly, from the bottom of my heart, I hope you're having an amazing day. And if you're not, I hope this cheered you up. Peace and love, fam. See you in the next one.